Hello, let me introduce myself. I am Helen Counsell and I'm a realtor here in downtown Pensacola. And if you're thinking about relocating to Pensacola, Florida, you're in the right spot. Now, I'm filming this from my home, which I'll get into in a little moment. But the first thing I just want to cover is that I'm not a professional videographer. That's not my level of expertise, so this video is not going to be all bells and whistles. However, what it is going to be is honest, authentic. My expertise is real estate and relocation, and I'm trying to share my knowledge with you to help you if you're thinking of coming here to Pensacola, or indeed you've already made that decision. I can help you. All right, first off, my name is Helen. I moved here to Pensacola permanently in 2019. I had visited for many years before that and fell in love with it. And you will too if you've not visited before. Those beautiful white sandy beaches and just the way of life, which obviously I can definitely explore in another video. But I'm really going to talk about the process and where I live and what I love about it. So I'm filming this right now from my front cottage garden. I've got these sort of beautiful roses behind me. So you may hear from my accent that I'm British. So I come from Wales in the UK and in 2019 permanently moved here. This is kind of part of my little home from home. I live in an old historic cottage in the Seville Historic District in Pensacola, Florida. That's zip code 32502. And so that's kind of my area of expertise. However, obviously, I'm very familiar with all of the parts of Pensacola and knowledgeable. And I'm going to do another video later on onto what all those different areas are like. I have a couple of little notes because I want to make sure sort of I cover everything with you, just because, I don't want to ramble on. So first of all, it can be overwhelming, certainly when you move. If you've never been somewhere before, you don't know what each little neighborhood is like. It's very different looking at pictures and video on screen to actually being there. The traffic, Pensacola is very eclectic. We've got lots of older homes, and then we've also got lots of new construction. It's a thriving small city. My personal opinion is that there's plenty to do without it feeling overwhelming. I mean, living downtown where I am, it's the walkability factor. There's sacrifices to be made. I mean, obviously, I'm in a pretty small square foot property, but I can literally walk to everything. And that was important to me. My grown up adult children still live in the UK with my grandson. And because I don't have that family unit anymore, having the big yard and the big house wasn't important to me. So I love where I live, 10 out of 10. However, this is about helping you find what you want. Part of today, honestly, is just a little insight into my life day as a realtor and what I do for my clients or people thinking about moving here. So the little story is, it's not a story, this is true life, this happened to me last weekend. So I have out of buyers from Wisconsin, and they messaged me initially looking for interest in a property that's over here in East Hill, just about 2 miles from where I live, work. So part of my service to them was, hey, let me go out there and check out this property for you. It was actually a new construction, so that did make life a little easier because I wasn't inconvenience any current occupants. Anyway, I go over there, I take video of the front of the street, I'm talking to camera, I do them a whole piece inside the house, and I get it over to them. That also could have been converted into a FaceTime tour, but at that point we were just like recording the video and sending it. It's very important to build trust with somebody that you're going to be working with. And that was sort of step one in that, hey, look, I've not met you before, but you're interested in this house. I'm going to go above and beyond to make sure it's going to be good for you, you like it, and I'll honestly give you my personal feedback. If you're going to answer me questions, I'm going to tell you what I think of it. Now, that's not down to personal taste necessarily, but just things like, can you hear traffic from inside? Were there any huge trees shading the yard? Do you think we can put a pool in there? all of these things were thrown at me, and obviously that's my job. So I'm going to try and circle this fast forward so I'm not on here for hours. But they really liked the property, and there were a couple of others they were interested. So they decided to have a trip down here for the weekend, and they came last weekend with their family. I met them, which was wonderful. There's nothing better than meeting people in person. And certainly when you then start looking at homes together, you can get a feel for what is important to them and their family, what they really want. Do they really want the yard? Do they really want the pool? Are their children going to be living with them? Or they just need an occasional room for when guests come? So even though we only looked at 3 properties last weekend, I really got a very good insight into what they actually wanted. Now, these particular clients weren't quite ready to put an offer in or buy at this moment in time because their current home is under contract, but it's not closing until a couple of months. So we're kind of not in limbo, but looking at things when we are ready. Let's get back to today. A few new listings have just hit the market, and obviously I've met these people now. I know exactly what they're wanting. So I text them these properties this morning, and they actually like them because I listen. I'm not going to send them properties that really are not going to fit their criteria. And so they didn't ask me. I just offered. I'm going to go out shortly to these 3 properties that I've seen, and I'm going to investigate them. Now, 1 or 2 of them I can't get inside today. The one is occupied, and the other one is a coming soon. What that means is they're kind of warning us this property is going to hit the market, but we can't have an official appointment and go inside yet. However, I want to be one of the first ones that when that property is live, if my clients love it, I need to know everything about that and get inside. So I thought I'd take you with me. I'm going to do a little piece to the camera. It's going to be on my honest point of view on each of these properties. And that's what we're doing today. I just want to make sure I've not missed out anything that I really wanted to go over with you. Um, no, as I said, just the negatives. Like I say, sometimes telling buyers not to buy a property, that's part of what I'm going to tell you also. The home in itself that you might look at online, whatever platform you're choosing to use, there's going to be this absolutely gorgeous house and everything about it. But you might not necessarily see what's either side of it, what's across the street, what's behind, and the noise associated. So, I'm going to give you those honest feedback answers. I think I'll leave that there for today, and you can come along with me and see what I get up to. As I say, I'm Helen Counsell. I live downtown Pensacola, covering all areas surrounding, but I'm very experienced in relocation, obviously done it myself, here to help you. I can be your voice of truth. You can trust me, and I can be your eyes and ears on the ground. So that's the end of my little video for today. Come along with me for the ride. All right, here we go. Our first stop is going to be jumping in the car and getting over to East Hill. I've got my listings, I've got my notepad, and I've got my tripod. Come along with me. Here I am at 1709 East Fisher Street. And honestly, this home is wonderfully maintained. It's got beautiful curb appeal, and that pool in the backyard, which I can't show you from the street, but you can see the pictures of that online, looks wonderful. Let me flip the camera a moment. So it definitely has the curb appeal, freshly painted, new windows. The roof looks like it's been recently updated, and on a very nice corner lot here in East Hill. Honestly, I have good things to say about this property. Back in the car, I'm very excited actually to take you on this next one. I'm going to take a little drive. This one's pretty much closer to downtown, a little bit north. We're going to go and look at a brand new construction, which is on North Tarragona Street. The list price is 1.399, but it's a very big house, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,200 square feet and some. So very excited. This one is not even live on the market yet for us to go inside, but I definitely want to go and check out the outside. Stay with me. So I'm outside the property here on North Tarragona, which is actually very close to downtown. It's less than a mile. You could cycle, take your golf cart, whatever. And the home brand new is right behind me. I'm not going to lie, we are in the heart of, well, I'm just going to flip the camera in a moment and show you exactly where we are. We are very close to the 110 interstate, and just opposite the front door, there is a skate park opposite. Now, I'm sure the home has been built with all the most recent upgrades and the windows, and I'm sure you're not going to hear anything from inside, but I am going to take you on a little walking tour of the outside just so that you can sort of see the bearings and where we are. Again, this is the extra mile that I will go. And also, one little thing, I did notice that it looks like there's workers here and they're working on the home. The garage door is open, so I'm going to peek through and just show you the outside little courtyard. Probably not supposed to, but hey ho, ask for forgiveness, not permission in this instance. All right, having flipped the camera, this is the residence here, the one on the end, number 501. There is one right next door, which is 503, which is already occupied. So there we go. We do have the interstate right opposite. And there's also a train track there too. Now, it's not widely used, but I will say probably a train does come down there at least once a day. This is the corner. So the residence is on the corner. Some new construction just opposite there. Older home, unless that's an office, it's hard to tell. It looks like a home. Halifax, just 2 streets up there. All right, and you can see that they're still working on this. There's a double garage. There is a garage apartment above. So definitely a large house. It looks to me like the neighbor's access is up at the rear here. Yeah, that's their double garage. It looks like they have a boat there also, and access to their backyard. And I'm going to guess that access to the garage apartment, and indeed it looks like you can go, yeah, up those steps there with a private entrance to the garage. So that's kind of cool if you had guests coming, or even if you wanted to Airbnb that or anything. I am experienced in short-term rentals. Didn't mention that before actually, but there's only so much information I can give you. So I'm just going to quickly peek up in through here. This is the little courtyard that joins the main house to the garage apartment. Looks like they're actually working on it. There we go. Obviously not finished yet. All right. Again, honestly, from back here, it's not incredibly noisy at all. But, you know, there's no denying, I want to point out our exact location. There's always a trade-off when you're looking for downtown property. I mean, this is a very big property. You wouldn't get this in the heart of downtown. So if we drove a mile further down, closest to the historic district, so maybe in Aragon, this residence would be certainly over 2 million. So you are getting the brand new construction and the square footage coming out just up a mile. Obviously, trade-off being the interstate right opposite. Okay, back in the car. It's getting hot out there today. I'm now going to go slightly west, so kind of getting away from downtown because honestly, my clients did like the idea of being on the water. Who doesn't? And there's a brand new listing that's come up, which is on the water. As I say, it's probably a 3 mile west of downtown Pensacola, so only really a 10 to 15 minute drive. So let's go and check it out. It's an older property built in the 40s, but it has been updated. The backyard, from what I can see, is stunning. It has a pool, it has a boat lift, it has everything. And I might not be able to get in and show you that today, but I think there's an open house this weekend. So if I can't get in today, I'll be getting over to that open house tomorrow if I can to check it out. I'm now at the third property that I'm going to check out today, which is on Edgewater Drive. As I said, it literally was about 3 miles west of Palafox Street. And I'm going to turn the camera in a second because really this property is all about the acreage. It's just under an acre. And the back is where it comes into life because that's where you're on the water. You've got a boat lift so you can bring your dog. It's wide. I think it's 150 foot wide with some deep water access. So if you're looking for somewhere to bring your boat, this could be the one. The one thing I will mention, this home though was built in the 1940s. So even though it may have had some updating, you're not going to get the sort of grandeur lifestyle of something you will have in what the newer constructions are. So it depends, are you a traditionalist or do you want brand new construction? I'm going to flip the camera now and show you the grounds. Here we are. First of all, very nice privacy hedge all the way around. Absolutely gorgeous trees. And I'm not going to go in because I don't have an appointment, but I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of the front garden here. Painted brick exterior facade. Got that big double garage there. Outbuildings. And of course the pièce de résistance would be the water at the rear with your own dock and somewhere to put your boat and a swimming pool. This is just a couple of houses down from the property that I showed you just a second ago. Just wanted to sort of give you an idea of what you can actually get with regards to waterfront, bringing your boat, whiling the time away. And the house in question actually was just up on the next bend. And as you can see, many of these have got boat lifts, etc. Some nice deep water access here. Just returned from those showings, and really that's just a typical day in the life. Sometimes I'm at the desk doing lots of research and background, sending you property information, but other times, and actually the most preferable thing is having feet on the ground, going out there, exploring the different neighborhoods and knowing everything that's available right now. So again, if you're thinking of moving to Pensacola or the surrounding area, I'm not only your downtown expert, but obviously expert in everything that's going on around us. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. My direct number, 850-529-6868, and I would love to be your resource here in Pensacola. Thank you for watching.